Hi everybody, I'm KHOU 11 Meteorologist Pat Cavlin coming to you from Houston, Texas with an update on the tropics. It's been one of the quietest starts to hurricane season in about 16 years across the Atlantic basin. We've only gotten 3 named storms under our belt, but that may change as we get into the upcoming week. In just a matter of 24 hours, we now have 3 spots to keep an eye on within the Atlantic. The most imminent one is the area in red here, just to the west of Bermuda. That's got a high chance, a 70% chance of developing in the next 48 hours. And then behind that, this yellow blob, that's a low potential for development, and it's not imminent. It's only within the next 7 days. So we'll kind of table that one for now. The other one that we're watching is way out here in the Atlantic, a very large area for potential development, but that's at 40%, so medium odds for something, again, within the next 7 days. So let's start with what's the most imminent, and that's this area of low pressure off the Carolina coastline. Now you can see on future track, it's really well defined, even on satellite. It looks good. The reason why it hasn't been named as of this evening is just because it's still attached to a cold front, and so it doesn't really have purely tropical characteristics yet. But the Hurricane Center is kind of thinking that within the next day or so, it'll become its own thing separate from that dissipating front out in the Atlantic. And as that happens, it'll likely gain tropical characteristics and either become a tropical depression or a tropical storm. And the next name on the list is the D name, that's Dexter. The good news though is that as we get to Monday and Tuesday, that moves off into the Atlantic and away from the United States. But the water temperatures out here off the Carolina coast are certainly warm enough. And notice this strip of darker red here that kind of ribbons off into the North Atlantic. That's the Gulf Stream. That's really, really warm water, supercharged water for tropical development that feeds all the way from the Gulf, wraps around Florida, and then just kind of rides up the East Coast. And you can see we've got 76-degree waters outside of that, and then within the Gulf Stream, 85-degree waters. So 10-degree water temperature difference there within that Gulf Stream. So certainly warm enough water temperatures to support tropical development, not just in the next few days, but as we get into the next week as well. All right, out in the Atlantic, what we're going to show you is the potential development for this area. Again, slated at 40% over the next 7 days. We're going to animate for you what's known as vorticity. It's just spin in the atmosphere. It's a really good way for us to kind of lock in on any areas that are going to try to develop. Basically, look for any balls of really concentrated red or yellow color. So we'll put this into motion. We start today. We get you into Monday and Tuesday, and notice this area of spin, there it is, and it kind of forms itself into that ball. That could be our next system as we get towards the end of this week. The good news though, I don't think this will be one to watch for us either, as it kind of recurves off towards the north and stays out to sea. So nothing imminent in terms of threat to the United States. You're probably going to be hearing a lot about the uptick in activity, but right now there's nothing to worry about here in Southeast Texas or really the rest of the U.S. But it is a good reminder that we are starting to now get into the busiest part of hurricane season. Today's August 3rd, peak of the season, still over a month away. So I would say from now till probably the middle and end of October is when we see the largest amount of tropical systems, hurricanes, and of course with that we see the highest probability of impacts to the United States. So stay on top of the forecast, make sure you got your hurricane plans ready to go, and stay with us for the latest updates as we go through the coming weeks.